Okay. Another one we will do. Number 6. Whoever will be having doubt at any point, you should ask me at that point only. So number 6 quickly all will do. A force F is equal to V cross A. This is the cross product. Is exerted on a particle. This is the particle and the force is exerted here in addition to the force of gravity, where V vector is the velocity of the particle and A vector is the constant vector in the horizontal direction. With what minimum speed a particle of mass m be projected so that it continues to move undeflected with constant velocity. So here one thing to understand is that it is moving with constant velocity. That means there is no acceleration in this horizontal direction. That means this force is balancing the weight. Like this, it should be acting. So F vector, we can say it is minus mg, right? Because F vector is in opposite direction as compared to the force mg. You need to find the minimum speed v. So force vector we can write it as va sin theta. So velocity किधर है? इधर है. And a vector is the constant, so angle is 90, so sin 90 is 1. Va will be minus mg, so v will be minus mg by a. So how many of you understood this one? What doubt you have here in this question? Okay, no doubt here. Then let us do this one, guys. You can draw the free body diagram by annotating here only. This block M is suspended with two strings. This is one string, this is another string. You have to draw the free body diagram of this block. There will be weight. There will be one tension here, let's say T1. There will be another tension T2. तो इसका free body diagram कैसा होगा? mg, T1 and T2. This number 2 all should do. T2 को प्रोजेक्ट नहीं करना है. You have to just draw the free body diagram. प्रोजेक्ट हम कैसे कब करते हैं? जब हमें एक्सीलरेशन या कुछ डिटरमाइन करना होता है. जब पूछा है कि व्हाट ऑल फोर्सेस आर ओनली एक्टिंग, सो यू जस्ट ड्रॉ द टेंशन. कोई अगर इसका एफबीडी ये भी बनाता है, mg t t T2 इधर लग रहा है, तो इसका प्रोजेक्शन अगर देख लेंगे तो इधर होगा T2 cos थीटा और T2 sin थीटा. ये दोनों ही फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम सही है. बट इफ वी आर जस्ट आस्क्ड अबाउट फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम, वी डोंट नीड टू प्रोजेक्ट. हम ये भी कर सकते हैं. Quickly, all will do this. Number 2, rod OA is suspended with the help of massless string AB. Rod is hinged at point O. You have to draw the free body diagram of the rod. इस rod का free body diagram draw करना है. So anyone annotate here, or at least tell me what all forces will be acting over here. There will be T इस डायरेक्शन में. There will be weight. weight कहाँ एक्ट करेगा? क्योंकि ये रॉड है, so at the center its weight will be acting, and there will be normal reaction यहाँ पर. That's all. Number 3, quickly all will do. Now friction is also acting here. तो ए बी ये हो गया रॉड, ड्रॉ द फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम। ए पॉइंट पे नॉर्मल रिएक्शन इज परपेंडिकुलर टू द सरफेस, ये रहा सरफेस, तो लाइक दिस। बी पे नॉर्मल रिएक्शन, इट विल बी परपेंडिकुलर टू दिस surface, and then there will be weight mg. Guys, just observe, we are repeating the questions. इस टाइम पे कोई डाउट नहीं आना चाहिए, जो भी डाउट है जस्ट क्लियर इट नाउ। वी आर डूइंग द होमवर्क सेक्शन ऑफ पॉइंट 1, लेवल 1। लेवल 2 पॉइंट का होमवर्क रहेगा। एंड नंबर 4 नाउ, all will do this number 4 and mark here in the poll, and I can ask randomly to anyone. So quickly we will do this number 4. Yes, you need friction also, friction bhi hai na, friction also acts on the rod and the shell, so likely this is to come down, तो यहाँ पर फ्रिक्शन कैसे होगा, इस डायरेक्शन में होगा। दिस इज लाइकली टू मूव अप, तो इसको अपोज करेगा, फ्रिक्शन किधर होगा, इस डायरेक्शन में होगा, राइट। And friction provided by the surface, it will be same because one kind of surface is only there. Yes, you have to include friction क्योंकि ये दिया हुआ है। Friction always acts along the surface. Quickly, all will do this one. This is very simple. Number 4. So mass is 0.2 kg. It is at rest, subjected to a force. What is the velocity after 6 seconds? So you have the time as 6 seconds. You have to find final velocity, and the force given here is 0.3 I minus 0.4 J. Force, we can write it as mass into acceleration, and acceleration we can write it as V minus U over T. And we can just solve this equation by putting the things that we have here. Mass we have as zero point 0.2. V vector we need to determine here. U is 0 and T here is 6. So you can just solve and get the value of V. So V क्या मिलेगा? 9I minus 12J. So most of you, I can see you have answered A, and that is right. So guys, point 1, level 1 homework also we have discussed once again. So the homework you will note is that in point 1 you have to do level 2 as homework. So we will discuss this in the next class. And now we'll do in point 2 level 1 we will discuss now, and again in point 2 level 2 you will do it as homework, which we will discuss tomorrow. So all can make a note of this one. We have to discuss these sections tomorrow, and let us discuss the level ones now. So number 1, all can quickly do this. Number 1, so body of mass 5 kg is supported by a light cord. You have to find the tension in the cord. So this is a light cord, body is supported, that means there is no acceleration. So इसका tension क्या होगा? The weight m into g. So 5 into 10, 50. Right? Very simple, guys. Number 2, the driver of a three-wheeler moving with a speed of 36 kilometers per hour sees a child standing in the middle of the road and brings his vehicle to rest in 4 seconds. What is the average retarding force of the vehicle considering the mass of the three-wheeler as 400 and the driver as 65 kg? So whoever will get the answer for number 2, they will message me. So only one answer I need to discuss this. Okay, one answer I can see. So you need to convert this in SI unit. So it will be 10 meter per second. Just multiply with 5 by 80. And this is the driver who is moving at 10 meter per second. In 4 seconds it comes to rest. So this is initial, final will be 0, and it comes to rest in 4 seconds. From here we can determine the acceleration, right? A will be v minus u by t. So just find acceleration. 0 minus 10 by 4 minus 2.5 meter per second square. You need to find retarding force. So retarding force क्या होगा? Mass into acceleration. Mass will be 400 plus 65 and acceleration is minus 2.5. देखो force negative आ गया. That means we have already found out the retarding force, right? So if you just multiply 465 into 2.5, we get 1162.5 newtons. Minus आ गया. That means this is retarding force. Clear everyone? Number 2, जिनको doubts होगा they will ask me here only, because guys we are repeating for the second time this whole contents. If you all are better at this point, Newton's laws of motion समझ में आ गए अच्छे से, that means there will be no problem in the next chapter and the further other chapters. Work power energy हो गया, rigid body dynamics हो गया. You will not find any problem while going through these contents. तो इसको अच्छे से समझना है. Okay. So only one answer was given for this number 2 by Neha and Snigdho. Two answers were given. Both were right. Now at least 4-5 of you tell me the answer for this number 3. चलो इसमें हम 2-3 मिनट लेते हैं. जिनको करना है वो कर लें. Tell me the answer. अनन्या, अभिलाष एम, जो भी आंसर निकलेगा लेट मी नो. जॉन सैमुअल पी, इसका आंसर ये तीनों बच्चे जरूर बताएं. So there is a rocket with a lift of mass 20,000 kg. It is blasted upwards with an initial acceleration. Calculate the initial thrust. You just need to do m into a. Thrust, they have given you the meaning. Force, you all should remember this as well. Thrust is the normal force. Whatever force we apply in the perpendicular direction, like this is the rocket here, if it is flying, it will apply a force in this direction. So you have to find out the initial thrust. So 20,000 times the acceleration 5. So it will be 100,000 newtons. Now this is quite big. You can write it either in terms of 10 to power 5 newtons or 10 to power 2 kilonewtons. Yes, this is just the mass into acceleration we have determined. You have to find out the initial thrust. This is just based on acceleration we have determined. So you should also take from this m into g, because it's moving with acceleration a, and there will be the weight also. So this force m into a should overcome this mg, right? One of the force is in upward direction, another is in downward direction. So net, if you have to find, you have to subtract ma minus mg, or you do mg minus ma, but you can present the result in positive quantity only. So minus mg if you do, that means minus 2000, 20,000 into 10. So minus 2 lakhs here. Right? Everyone understood this? Guys, should you do minus or plus? Here in this case, you have to find the net force. Just observe the free body diagram once again here. This is the rocket here. It is moving up. Weight is acting in the downward direction. It is blasted with initial acceleration 5. So how it will be able to move up? When it has applied some force in the downward direction only. Because what we learned, to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So whatever action it will create, that's because of that there will be reaction. So it should be in the downward. So ma plus mg you have to do. So 3 into 10 to power 5 Newton is the answer here. Whatever height this rocket is able to achieve, that is because of this action force, right? ये सभी को क्लियर है हाउ इट विल बी 3 into 10 to power 5? ये माइनस क्यों नहीं होगा, प्लस होगा? Because what it was written, rocket is blasted upwards with initial acceleration. अब acceleration हम generally इस direction में ले लेते हैं, but we have to understand ये जो acceleration है, ये जो force है, that is the reaction. So we need to consider the action force. There is a rocket here. Rocket is applying some force in this direction. उसका जो fuel होगा, fuel will apply force in this direction, that is m into a, and its weight is mg. So what is the net force? ma plus mg. That's all we had here in the discussion of level 1. Now guys, level 2 we will discuss tomorrow. कल हम सिर्फ डिस्कस करेंगे level 2. So you can revise, you can again redo level 1. Level 2 भी सभी को करना है homework section.
कर रहा हूँ।
So let us now talk about friction. Friction हमने डिटेल में डिस्कस किया है. We have discussed about friction in detail. It is a kind of opposing force. Direction of friction, we have already discussed about this. It is always along the surface and it is opposite to the force applied or the motion, right? Now talking about how to get what friction force is applied. So let us say we consider two scenario. यहाँ पर 2 kg ऑब्जेक्ट है और यहाँ पर 20 kg ऑब्जेक्ट है. If you apply same force, let us say 10 Newton दोनों पे अप्लाई किया, which one will be easier to move? Of course, this 2 kg will be easier to move. That means the friction offered in this contact here is less, right? Friction is less and friction is opposing force. So if it offers less friction, then only you are finding it easy to move. But here you are finding difficult to move. In terms of friction, let us understand there is more opposing force here. So what we can conclude कि जिस ऑब्जेक्ट का मास ज्यादा है उस पे फ्रिक्शन फोर्स ज्यादा लगेंगे, राइट? इन शॉर्ट, जिस ऑब्जेक्ट, सिंस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फोर्स, लेट्स कंपेयर फोर्सेस ओनली. जिस ऑब्जेक्ट का वेट ज्यादा है उसका फ्रिक्शन ज्यादा होगा, राइट? It has been experimentally found that friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. जो वेट होगा वही नॉर्मल रिएक्शन होगा इस केस में. So this expression all should remember. To remove this proportionality symbol, we bring a constant of proportion, which is mu into r. This mu here is constant. Mu is just a Greek symbol for letter u. Mu is constant and it is different for different surfaces. So on what value mu depends? Mu depends on the surfaces in contact. So if it depends on the surfaces, we can say it depends upon the roughness of the surface, right? So if I tell you to find out what friction will be offered on the object by the ground or by the surface, you have to explicitly use this expression F is equal to mu r. Let us see a simple question here. This is the object of mass 2 kg here. You are applying a force of 10 Newton. This is the applied force and we need to find the friction force acting on this object, provided that it's given coefficient of friction is 0.1. ये म्यू जो है हमारा, म्यू को हम क्या नाम देते हैं? कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन. So who will find the friction in this case quickly? Find friction and the acceleration of the block. You have the expression guys for the friction. F क्या होता है? म्यू इंटू आर. म्यू क्या है? 0.1. R क्या है? You have to find R. R will be equal to m into g. So 20, right? 0.1 into 20 will be 2 newtons. तो फ्रिक्शन क्या हो गया हमारा? 2 newtons. एक्सीलरेशन निकालना है. You have to find the net force. तो ऑब्जेक्ट पे you have to observe the net force. 10 न्यूटन हमने लगाया, फ्रिक्शन लगा 2 न्यूटन and then acceleration. So net force will be 10 minus 2 is equal to m into a. तो एक्सीलरेशन कितना हो गया हमारा? 4 meter per second square. Who is finding difficulty in this friction? Definitely no one should find. तो ये जल्दी से not more than 30 seconds. फ्रिक्शन के बारे में रिपीटेड थिंग्स नहीं लिखना है, ये सारे हमने लिख लिए थे. या लिखना है तो 2 लाइन लिख लो एंड राइट डाउन जस्ट दिस स्टेटमेंट। ये सब हमारा डिराइव करने का तरीका था। Whenever friction comes, you have to remember F is equal to mu into R. जल्दी से लिखेंगे, राइट साइड में जो लिख रहा हूं वो नहीं लिखना है, वो अभी हम समझेंगे पहले। सभी का हो गया? 3 लाइन लिखना था, अब ज्यादा देर नहीं रुकेंगे, बाद में फिर टाइम मिलेगा। So all should understand this very carefully, guys. Friction is of two types. एक तो हो गया स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन, दूसरा हो गया डायनामिक फ्रिक्शन। स्टैटिक मीन्स रेस्ट, dynamic means motion. So when the object is at rest, उस टाइम पे जो फ्रिक्शन लगता है उसको कहते हैं स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन। While the object is moving, when object is moving, the friction acting on this object is dynamic friction. तो फ्रिक्शन कब एक्ट करेगा? एवरी टाइम, इवन व्हेन द ऑब्जेक्ट इज एट रेस्ट। जस्ट ऑब्जर्व, अगर ये सरफेस है, ये ऑब्जेक्ट क्या यहाँ पर रेस्ट पे रह पाता अगर फ्रिक्शन नहीं रहता? नो, बिकॉज ऑफ विंड और किसी कारण अगर ये मूव करना स्टार्ट हो जाता तो ये मूव करते रह जाता, देयर वुड हैव बीन नो फ्रिक्शन फोर्स, राइट? सो इवन दो द ऑब्जेक्ट इज एट रेस्ट, फ्रिक्शन फोर्स इज एक्टिंग हियर। तो इसका एक्सप्रेशन क्या होगा? यू विल फाइंड कि इसका एक्सप्रेशन कुछ ऐसा लिखा हुआ है। This is mu k. Dynamic friction, we also call it as kinetic friction. You can see the expression, the formula is same, but मैंने symbol change कर दिया, mu के जगह mu s and mu k लिख दिया। What is mu s? This is the coefficient. ये mu क्या था? Coefficient of friction, right? This was coefficient of friction. Mu s क्या होगा? Coefficient of static friction. Just observe, I am adding the word static to indicate I am finding friction of a particular type. ये होता coefficient of dynamic or kinetic friction. Names are just different, but the meaning is same, dynamic or kinetic friction. So guys, now there are just few points to compare. If I compare static friction and dynamic friction, which friction you guys think is more? Is it static friction or kinetic friction? Guess भी कर सकते हैं, logically भी बता सकते हैं। Let me see how many of you are right at this point. Very good, Snigdho. Static friction is greater in magnitude as compared to dynamic friction. Why? We will see that. पहले लिख लेते हैं. Static friction is greater than dynamic friction. Why this is so? Let us observe. Let's say this is an object. this object is at rest. So it is at rest because of friction, right? Now, if you are applying a force, then there is another friction which is dynamic friction that opposes this applied force. But जब object rest पे है, ये तो move ही नहीं कर रहा है. That means there is more resistance which is generated by this object at rest. That's the reason static friction is more than the dynamic friction. जब भी हम मोशन में रखेंगे ऑब्जेक्ट को तो उस पर फ्रिक्शन कम एक्ट करेगा बिकॉज यू आर अप्लाइंग फोर्स टू ओवरकम फ्रिक्शन. हमें ऑब्जेक्ट को मूव करना है. अगर फ्रिक्शन नहीं रहता तो क्या कोई हमें एफर्ट लगाना होता? नो, राइट. दिस इज फर्स्ट पॉइंट. So now if we observe the graph of friction, this is the graph of friction. What does it mean? Observe the object. This object is at rest. पहले समझेंगे इसको. Let us say इसका स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन जो है, सी गाइस, ऑब्जेक्ट जब तक रेस्ट पे रहेगा तो स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन will adjust. Now why it will adjust? Let us say you need 10 newton of force to move this object or to start motion. Of course we require some amount of force to initiate motion. It's not like that you have the object, जो भी force लगाओगे object move करेगा. So let's say you apply 2 newton. तो क्या ये ऑब्जेक्ट मूव करेगा? नो, इट रिक्वायर्स at least 10 newton of force. So if you apply 2 newton, so logically this object should move in the direction of the force, but it's not moving. Why? Because it is creating equal and opposite reaction जो कि friction है, right? So this friction is able to balance this 2 newton. तो इस समय static friction कितना हो गया? 2 newton. When you apply 5 newton, static friction क्या हो गया? 5 newton. That means what you can observe, till the time you don't apply 10 newton, its value will be fixed. That whatever force you apply, friction force will be exactly same in the opposite direction. That's why it is at rest. That's why it is nullifying your effect of force. So this graph indicates the static friction. कि जैसे हम फोर्स अप्लाइड को इंक्रीज करेंगे, स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन भी हमारा इंक्रीज होगा. And guys, once it has reached, once you have applied 10 newton, object will start moving. अब जो इसका डायनामिक फ्रिक्शन होगा, that will be less than the maximum value of static friction. So let's say dynamic friction is some 3 newton, right? So that means now it will move. So that's the reason you can see this dynamic friction is lesser in magnitude to the maximum static friction. So what we can conclude from here, static friction is self-adjusting force. What does this mean? Self-adjusting force कि इसका वैल्यू एडजस्ट होते रहता है, बढ़ते रहता है डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट वी अप्लाई. डायनेमिक फ्रिक्शन ऑन द अदर हैंड इज फिक्स्ड. स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन 2 न्यूटन हो गया था, 5 न्यूटन हो गया था, 10 न्यूटन हो गया था. बट डायनेमिक फ्रिक्शन क्या रहेगा? फिक्स रहेगा डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सरफेस. So one more thing we can say, static friction, it depends on, देखो सरफेस पे तो डिपेंड करता ही है, and it is also depending on the force applied, whereas dynamic friction is completely dependent on the surface only. So here we have another name for this maximum static friction. This is called as limiting friction. Right? ये सारे बस names हैं. These are just different names for different types of frictions at different course of time, but सबके expression same रहेंगे. What is limiting friction? This is the maximum static friction, you can say. After which, you can say this is the friction after which the staticness of the object is overcome. So all can now note down the stuffs from this static and dynamic friction. बस ये याद रखना है, स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन जब ऑब्जेक्ट रेस्ट पे होगा, डायनामिक फ्रिक्शन जब ऑब्जेक्ट मोशन में होगा. एंड इन स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन you can find out the static friction force based on how much force you apply, because it is self adjusting. Dynamic friction fixed rahega. So if you are given mu s, you can only find out friction, the static friction. If you are given mu k, you can only find coefficient of this friction, kinetic friction you can find. तो जल्दी से इसको सभी लिखेंगे and all should mark in the poll, whoever will be done. Quickly, all will write this. So let us do simple questions from the friction. See here you have to find the acceleration of block. Quickly, whoever will find, they will let me know the answer. This angle is 37, or let's take 30 degrees. Quickly, all of you find the acceleration of this block. So it will accelerate along the surface. You have to observe the forces. There will be weight, that is 50 newtons. So we need to project the weight. There is normal and there is friction force in this direction because it is accelerating in this downward direction. So we will project the forces along the plane and perpendicular to the plane. So this needs to be projected. This is 30 degrees. So this will be 50 cos 30 and this will be 50 sin 30. So what is the normal reaction, guys? 50 cos 30, right? Because the forces are balanced along this axis. That is 25 root 3. Normal force we have found. किसको ये normal force समझ में नहीं आया? How we figured out? Once we have figured normal force, we can get the friction force. What is that friction force? Mu into R. R क्या था? Normal force. So 0.2 into 25 root 3. So it will be 5 root 3. Now we can find the acceleration. ये इधर accelerate हो रहा है. So this force is greater 50 sin 30 minus the force acting in the backward direction, that is friction, is equal to m into a. So we get acceleration here as 10 sin 30 minus root 3. So sin 30 is 1 by 2. So 5 minus root 3 is a. So root 3 I'll put 1.73. We will get the value of acceleration here. So that will be 3.27 meter per second square. We did not do anything new. Just we figured out friction force and used similar concept how we used to do earlier. Is this understood to all, guys? All of you understood this one? अभी तक हमने जो भी फ्रिक्शन में पढ़ा, how many of you did not understand or have any doubt? You can ask me. All right, good everyone. So Let us move ahead to the last few theoretical things. So we will do more questions from the modules. These were just basic questions from friction. From friction, we will do questions from modules tomorrow. Let us study the last two theoretical points. One, angle of repose, which we also call it as angle of sliding. These are just important from definition point of view. So what is this angle of repose or angle of friction? This is the angle at which, let us say this is the inclined plane and this is the object. So this is the angle at which object starts sliding. Now, if I do not fix this angle, you all can definitely understand that there will be some value of angle for which this will start sliding. राइट ऐसा नहीं कि ऐसे इंक्लाइन पे रख देंगे तो ये स्लाइड करने लगेगा मे बी इट वुड नॉट स्लाइड मे बी इट वुड रिक्वायर दिस मच काइंड ऑफ inclination. So what is that angle of inclination at which object starts sliding? That is called as angle of repose or angle of sliding. So we can write angle of repose is the angle of inclination at which object starts sliding. Right? Very simple theory again. So how will we find out that angle? So this is the weight. Here we will have mg sine theta and here we will have mg cos theta. Now I can remove this weight and there will be friction force here in the backward direction. What will be that friction force? Mu into r. So r will be equal to mg cos theta. Mu r mg cos theta. Mu into just mg cos theta instead of r. So it starts sliding. That means right now, just before it started sliding, the forces were balanced. Mg sine theta equals to mu mg cos theta. So from here we can get tan theta as mu, and angle of repose or angle of sliding is tan inverse coefficient of friction. So what friction I have used here? Static friction. So in the question, if static friction and kinetic friction would be given at this condition, whenever the condition is like when the object starts sliding. So start sliding may right before it started sliding, that means right before the object was at rest. So we take that condition. So all can write down the stuffs for angle of repose or angle of sliding quickly. Quickly, all will write just one definition. We have one more definition. We will finish it so that in the next class we can just apply all the frictional forces, all other kinds of forces, draw the free body diagram, and again apply Newton's second law. Yes, we can apply this formula. And the last thing we will do. So this is the last definition that we will be doing today, and the theoretical part of friction will be over. That is angle of friction. Nowhere it is used, just for definition purpose, you must remember. So let us say this is an object and this object is moving in the right direction. So there will be friction force acting to this object on the left, and there will be normal force. So as a result of these two forces, F and R, they are because of the surface in contact. So due to this, these two contact force, there will be the net force that will be provided by the surface, right? This is called as the resultant. So whatever angle the resultant of this friction and normal force makes with the normal, that is called as angle of friction. So how can we define angle of friction? Angle between resultant force and the normal force. So here again we can derive a formula. Tan theta क्या हो जाएगा? Perpendicular, that is F, by base, that is R. So we get theta here as tan inverse F by R. You all do not need to remember or memorize this formula. Just we need to remember this definition for angle of friction and angle of repose. So quickly all can write down this one. Okay, guys. So before coming to tomorrow's class, because again I said tomorrow's class at least it is very important. Why it is important? Because we will have final discussion on level 2.1, level 2.2, the homework section. जो homework section में level 2 exercises हैं, you all guys have to finish this up by tomorrow. We will have a discussion on this, and then we will do the friction problems from the modules. So this will be the objective of tomorrow's class. All right, everyone, let's meet in the next class then. सभी कोई revise करो, homework करो. Bye, everyone.